Chapter 9, Part 2, Causes of Overweight and Obesity. Genetics and Epigenetics. Genetics can have a causative role in a few cases of obesity. One example is Prader-Willi syndrome, which is a genetic disorder that is characterized by excessive appetite, massive obesity, short stature, and often intellectual disability. Researchers continue to examine the human genome to find genetic and epigenetic answers to the obesity question. Genes interact with the diet and activity patterns that lead to obesity. They also play a role in metabolic pathways that influence energy balance and satiety. Number 2. Environmental factors like diet and physical activity influence gene expression. Research shows genes interact with diet and activity patterns that lead to obesity and the metabolic pathways that influence energy balance. Genetics may determine susceptibility to obesity. Obesity gene named OB. It provides the codes for the protein leptin. Leptin acts as a hormone in the hypothalamus. It is expressed primarily in the adipose tissue. The OB gene encodes for the protein leptin. Leptin maintains homeostasis by regulating food intake and energy expenditure in response to adipose tissue. When body fat increases, leptin increases, which suppresses the appetite. When body fat decreases, leptin decreases and stimulates the appetite. Leptin promotes a negative energy balance and decreases body weight and fatness. Leptin injections reduce body weight in animals and humans. And there is a rare genetic deficiency of leptin or the leptin receptor mutation. Leptin resistance is a condition which leptin levels are increased and leptin sensitivity is decreased. Mice with and without leptin compared. Without leptin, a mouse weighs almost 3 times as much as the normal mouse. With leptin treatment, the mouse lost a significant amount of weight, but still weighs almost 1/2 times as much as the normal mouse. Ghrelin. Ghrelin is a protein produced by the stomach cells that stimulates appetite and decreases energy expenditure. Ghrelin acts as a hormone in the hypothalamus. It promotes positive energy balance and increases body fat and weight and fatness. Ghrelin stimulates the appetite and triggers the desire to eat. Blood levels of ghrelin usually increase before a meal and decline after the meal. Ghrelin levels are high whenever the body is in negative energy balance. An example is a low-calorie diet. Some researchers indicate that ghrelin also promotes sleep. A lack of sleep increases ghrelin and decreases the satiety hormone leptin. Fat cell types. Brown adipose tissue releases energy as heat only, and oxidation is uncoupled from ATP formation. White adipose Oxidation releases energy as heat and ATP and stores fat for use by other cells. Bright adipokines formation is triggered by exercise. Human adults have little brown fat. Most brown fat is in infants. Overweight and obese people have less brown fat activity. Browning can occur in some white fat cells where they take on characteristics of brown fat, mostly notable activity of uncoupled proteins. Environment. Obesity reflects interaction between genes and the environment. Obesogenetic environments include environments where high calorie, encouraged excessive eating is the norm, and those promote an obese environment. Overeating, past and present eating, and activity pattern influences current body weight, also the availability of food and portion sizes, which restaurants have significantly increased their portion sizes over the years. Physical inactivity. With this exercise, if you can do it at home by yourself, and just think of 5 creative ways you can increase your physical daily activity. This concludes part 2 of chapter 9.